Welcome to the Be Progressive Show. I'm Brandon Neal. Back after a little break. I had to just step away. The politics was just too much. Twitter was too much. So I stepped away for a little bit. But I came back this morning and I saw this minute and a half of utter bullshit from Ted Cruz. And we all know Ted Cruz is full of shit, but he really crams a lot of it into a very short space here. So let's listen to this. And I'm sure I'll have to stop it and comment because he's a crazy person, and so is Laura Ingraham.
The left right now, they feel resurgent. And for them, it's about power. They want to hold on to power. They want to expand power. And when they have their power, they want to ram through their socialist vision for this country.
Okay, let's stop right there. Now, unfortunately, there is no socialist vision for this country. As a socialist myself, trust me, there's not. What we have now is a bunch of center right-leaning Democrats that control the Democratic Party. We have a few progressives, Bernie in the squad, but not many. There is no socialist agenda. Biden is a Republican. He's been a Republican his whole life. You can already see that he's lied his way out of the checks amount for 2000. He's lied out of the $15 minimum wage. He acted like he was halfway pretended to Medicare for all, and he's not at all now. I mean, come on. He's a Republican dude. There is no socialist agenda. I wish there was. We all wish that there was a socialist agenda.
You know, I was listening to your opening monologue, and I think it is exactly right. You look at the left, and far too many in the Republican Party also. And for a long time, they have been on board with essentially what I'd call America last. Standing with our enemies, standing with the China.
Okay. Ted Cruz just supported 5 years ago, when Donald Trump was running, supported Donald Trump. And Donald Trump did nothing but make Donald Trump first and America last. There was literally no decision made in the White House by Donald Trump or his administration that had absolutely any thought or caring for any person in this country besides the Trump family and the Trump administration. Let's get that clear. And, you know, this Ted Cruz is just such a cuck that Donald Trump was able to call his wife a dog on TV and say that his dad was murdered JFK and all. I mean, and then, slimy Ted, you see him right after Donald Trump wins the GOP nod on the phone banking for him like a little sad cuck. And he wants to get on here and say that, the Democratic Party is America last. The Democratic Party has got a lot of problems. But let's not go that far there, Teddy boy.
Chinese communist government standing with unlimited open borders and standing against the working men and women. And I think the most significant political change of the last decade has been that the heart and soul of the Republican Party, we are a working class party now. We are a blue collar party. That's what we should have been, and that's what we are.
No, not even close to being true. You are the corporatist party. You and the Democratic Party as well, but mainly the Republican Party. You are the ones that suck the corporate, you know what. And you're the ones that bow and kiss the feet of businesses and large multinational corporations. You don't give a shit about the workers. You're the one blocking $15 an hour minimum wage. Your party is the one that's making sure that we give the American people a stimulus as small as possible as a check. You're the party that continuously fights against affordable health care, who fights vehemently against Medicare for all, and who called the Obamacare a socialist program. And it's funny because the Obamacare, as you probably well know, the Obamacare idea was thought up in a right-wing think tank, and Mitt Romney used it in his state in Massachusetts, and then it became, as soon as a Democrat took it over and made it, for the whole country. It was a socialist program, which is hilarious because it was a right-wing program that fucking sucked from the beginning and never got any better. But it's just funny to me that it's like Ted Cruz calling out Democrats for not helping the worker, and that the Republican Party has the average, worker's best interest at heart, which is just utter horseshit. Just utter horseshit.
And if we're standing with the men and women who want to work right now, look at the Democratic Party. They want to close your businesses. They want your kids to stay home. They close the schools, open borders, abolish the police, make your life less safe, your kids less safe, your family less safe. They side with our enemies and they abandon our friends. It's all completely backwards. But the good news is also what you just...
Yeah, well, of course, none of that's true as well. There was never any legitimate discourse about abolishing the police in the Democratic Party. There were people that are far left that called for that, but that was never a mainstream. That's a straw man. Another straw man argument. It's just, if you're going to say these things, because it's politics, and these two dumbasses, they know better. They know everything that they say is a lie and that it's all spin. But it's like, use somebody better than Cancun Cruz here. You're trying to lecture the Democratic Party for abandoning its base when your state is covered in ice and everyone's losing power and there are people dying and you fly to Mexico. And so Laura Bimbo Nazi Ingram wants to come on and bring you on as someone that has the, constituents' best interest at heart when you just flew to Cancun in a state emergency and then lied about it and tried to say you were dropping them off. Come on, dude. You're not dropping them off. You were abandoning the state because that's how you are.
Said they're revealing exactly who they are. What does it say that the governor of New York and the governor of California are both in free fall? Their ideas don't work, and we're sadly going to see that play out more and more over the next 2 years. I think that's going to lead us to a very good 2022.
Well, I'll just finish this with saying, do you understand why the Newsom and Cuomo, that, these Democrats that he's calling out are doing awful jobs? And it's because they're center right-leaning neolibs that are not actually implementing any of the actual policies of the true left. They're just center Dems, so of course. And, if you want to get down into how a city or a state does better with Republican leadership or Democratic leadership, which is always a joke to me because, there's such a wide variety of how someone can act, be it a Democrat or a Republican, that really using those numbers doesn't mean a lot, really. But if you actually look at the top 100 poorest counties across all the states in the United States, I think it was like 95 or 96 of them were Republican controlled. Like I said, not that big of a deal on that number. It's, not that indicative of anything, but they like to throw it around. So if you're going to throw around those numbers, then I'll throw around numbers too. But anyway, Laura, do better. Bring on somebody that's not a complete fucking schmuck like Ted Cruz to try and get your point across that the Democrats are the evil party that doesn't care about their workers. And fucking Cancun Cruz, you fucking twats. You're so dumb.